He didn't even hesitate. "You're off the project until you apologize to my son publicly." His voice cracked through the air like a whip. Sharp, humiliating, final. The entire floor went silent. I remember the fluorescent lights above me, too bright, too sterile. The smell of burnt coffee, dozens of eyes pretending not to look, but watching every second. I didn't argue, didn't defend myself, didn't even blink. I just nodded once and said, "Okay." He mistook my silence for surrender. Everyone did. 6 years earlier, when I first joined the company, Charles Whitmore, our CFO, was the kind of man you thought you could learn from. Ruthless in the boardroom, charming in hallways, generous when it made him look good. He'd once told me, "Loyalty is worth more than genius here." I believed him. I built my career on that belief. Staying late, fixing his son's messes, covering up budget errors, ensuring his department looked spotless during audits. Then his son, Ethan, joined the firm. Fresh from college, no experience, no humility. He strutted in like he owned the place. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. That was my first mistake. It started with small things. Reports going missing from shared drives, figures edited without my approval, and then one Friday night, an email forwarded accidentally to me. A joke about me. Ethan had copied half the finance team. "Let's see if the spreadsheet sync notices this one missing." 0. Laughter. Thumbs up reactions. Ivan Charus replied with a smirking emoji. I stared at the screen for a long time. No rage, no tears, just clarity. That was when I began my quiet war. The first step was simple. Observation. I started keeping records, screenshots, version histories, internal memos, everything Ethan touched. I documented every number he changed, every email he sent, every mistake he made that his father covered up. I didn't need revenge yet. I needed proof. Over the months, my patience became a blade. By the time Charles called that all-hands meeting, I already had everything I needed, archived, times, and backed up in 3 separate places. The outburst that day wasn't about principle. It was about panic. Ethan had messed up. Again. He'd approved a vendor payment without verification, wiring company funds to a fake account. $500,000 gone. He pinned it on me. Charles believed him instantly, maybe because it was easier than admitting his son was in. When he screamed at me in front of everyone, I realized something profound. He was handing me my exit and my weapon. The next morning, he came to my desk, smirking. "Have you learned your lesson?" I didn't answer, just stepped aside, letting him see my clear desk. The resignation letter neatly placed on top. He frowned. "What's this?" "Formal resignation, effective immediately," I said. His confidence cracked for a moment. "You can't just." "I already did." He tried to laugh it off, but I could see the flicker of unease in his eyes. He didn't know yet what I'd left behind. At 10:07 a.m., the company lawyer burst into his office, pale, sweating. "Sir, tell me you didn't." Charles looked confused. The lawyer threw a stack of printed emails on the table. "Your son's authorization went through without compliance checks. We're being investigated for financial misconduct. The bank flagged it, and your personal email was CC'd on approval. Silence. He turned slowly toward me through the glass partition. Our eyes met. I didn't smile, didn't move, just watched. It turned out my mistake file had already been uploaded to the corporate compliance system the night before, with full documentation of every fraudulent transaction, every internal cover-up, every time Charles or Ethan had tampered with reports, all of it traced, logged, and verified under their credentials. I hadn't forged a thing. I'd simply stopped cleaning up their mess. By noon, HR called an emergency board meeting. By Charles's suspended pending investigation. By 5, Ethan's ID card was deactivated. I was already gone. 3 weeks later, I got a call from a private number. It was the CEO. He thanked me in a careful, measured tone for bringing systemic issues to light, offered me a consulting position under the new interim CFO. Higher pay, full autonomy. Primera, accepted. Sometimes I think back to that meeting, the way Charles's voice shook with arrogance, how the room turned against me for staying silent. They thought silence meant defeat, but silence, when used right, is strategy. He wanted an apology. He got one, just not the kind he expected. The official statement from the board was released a month later. The company apologizes for prior internal misconduct under the finance department's leadership. Charles's name was there. Ethan's too. Not mine. Revenge doesn't always need noise. Sometimes it's the sound of a man realizing his empire was destroyed.